Hey friends, welcome back to the channel with more My Hero Academia. This is season 3, episode 12, and last time might have been the best episode that we've seen yet, with All Might taking down All for One in a very emotional confrontation, finding out that Shigaraki is Tenko Shimura, the grandson of his previous master, and yeah, wonderful, wonderful episode. Can't wait to see how this all plays out now because it's the end of an era. All Might is no longer a hero. He's no longer, I am here. He is now sunken cheeks, scrawny, and no power left. Curious to see how it'll change the dynamics of the hero world. And yeah, uh, looking forward to it. I am wearing a My Hero Academia shirt given to me for Christmas by my friend Ricardo, and it's cute. It's the Sanrio characters as My Hero Academia characters. We got Hello Kitty as All Might. I don't know the rest. I know Karopi. I think that's Tenya. I'm not entirely sure. Deku, Bakugo, Uraraka, Todoroki. So pretty funny. I like this shirt a lot. But yeah, excited to continue. If you guys want to watch the full reaction or you want to check out episodes a week early, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Otherwise, let's get started. So YouTube has been blocking my reactions to My Hero Academia, so the rest of this video is just going to be the commentary, but you can still see the reaction in the link in the description below. We're going to do this for the rest of Season 3. I'll tinker around with Season 4 when I get to it to see if I can get around the copyright issue, but not too optimistic about that. But again, you can check it out still, and let's get on to the commentary. We've gotten several incredibly emotional episodes in a row, and this time, Mama Midoriya is so worried about her son that she wanted to stop him from going back to UA. That was really, I could understand where she was coming from. She's been having her heart ripped out so many times during this show. But yeah, upon All Might hearing Deku's refusals to give up and his willingness to become the best hero he can be, regardless of where he goes to school, All Might is moved to tell Mama Midoriya that he views Deku as the next symbol of peace, as his successor, and I think they definitely owe her that much of truth. And honestly, strictly speaking, Deku was a minor, is still a minor, but was a minor when All Might asked him to be his successor. And it's a very unique situation because you have to keep the uh, origin of One for All a secret, but he does technically go over the head of a guardian, um, Deku's mom, Inko, to give a child a quirk and spend so much time with that child. And that does look shady on the surface. For some reason, I never thought about it that way. I guess with Inko talking about how it's her duty to keep her son safe and happy really drove home the point that All Might started Deku on this path of violence and blood without consulting her, which, yeah, there's something to say about that. But anyway, getting sidetracked, All Might doesn't actually tell her the truth about One for All being passed down, which fair, but I think what ultimately changes her mind might be the fact that All Might is so incredibly invested in making sure Deku is as successful as he can be and as safe as he can be, that she thinks the safest route might be, and the route that will fill Deku with the most joy is training with the strongest hero history has ever known, and with such a strong focus on Deku as well. And yeah, we're looking towards the future. I'm assuming Deku won't die at some point because he said at the beginning that he'll become the number one hero at some point. I'm assuming he doesn't die directly after he becomes the number one hero. But at some point, he'll become stronger than All Might was at his peak because that's how All for One, well, One for All works, after all, accumulating powers through each holder. And I think it'd be super weird if Deku ever became as muscular as All Might, though. Because, I mean, Nana was muscular, but not like All Might was at all. So maybe Deku can be like relatively lithe and not all hulked out, because it would be a weird look on him, I think. And yeah, one thing I am curious about was at the beginning of the episode with the police discussion, because they view the Battle of Camino Ward as a huge loss because even though they got the boss villain, the League will grow more and more, and All Might is no longer their deterrent for crime, and they're talking about making changes to the police force, and that has me a little trepidatious. We're lucky enough, I guess, that outside of Endeavor forcing a quirk marriage, we haven't seen instances of heroes abusing their power. And I don't know too much about the police in Japan, but given that many police forces around the world have a problem with overstepping their boundaries and unnecessary brutality, I wonder where the author is going with that. And meanwhile, All Might wanted to reach out to Shigaraki to, I don't know, bring him back into the fold. Does Shigaraki even know who his grandmother was? I guess it might not matter to him. In fact, it might actually push him further down the path of villainy. Not that that's very like he's already so far gone that I don't know. The fact that Nana put up her son for foster care after her husband was killed, Shigaraki could and probably would see that as abandoning his father and by extension abandoning him. So yeah, I don't know that it's a good idea for All Might to try to reach out to him. But also, did All for One kill Shimura's husband? I'm guessing yes. But did he do that with the intention of targeting Tenko Shimura later on? I'm not entirely sure about that. But yeah, Gran Torino says it's too late for All Might to reach out to Shigaraki, that All Might isn't looking at Shigaraki as a villain anymore. And for most people classified as villains, I'd say that's probably going too far. Because to stop looking at people as human beings and only viewing them as criminals just feels wrong. Because that people are redeemable, and it's not like once you commit a crime, you'll always be a criminal. But in this case, this is Shigaraki. He's clearly capable and driven to commit as much evil and destruction as possible. And trying to bring him into the fold instead of trying to bring him down could result in many more deaths. And so I think it's important to capture him rather than try to talk him or try to capture him first and then try to talk to him. But he's it feels like he's too far gone to reason with, especially since he's been poisoned by All for One for so long. Meanwhile, we also have Endeavor. Todoroki came home, heard him causing a huge ruckus. He says he's super pissed that he's the number one hero now because All Might failed, which I don't know what kind of toxic masculinity point of view he's coming from, where he thinks that what All Might did could somehow be qualified as failing. And I don't know, we've been talking about what a bad person Endeavor is for a while now, and I'm wondering, we've had a focus on uh, people and their parents recently with a couple of episodes, with All for One raising Tenko Shimura, with the several parents we got to see this episode. So I'm wondering who the heck raised Endeavor? Like, ah, who made this guy who he is? And yeah, afterwards, All Might meets Deku on the beach where this all started. Deku cleaned it up during those couple of months, and it was like a beautiful reunion with both of them running toward each other like a romantic comedy. And then All Might just Texas smashes him in the face. So many abusive parent figures in this episode, but it was such a weak punch that it barely stings. But he is capable of turning into that muscle form for like 5 seconds, so maybe he can throw a single punch with power while he's transformed for those couple seconds. But I don't think we'll see that ever again. Um, but yeah, they're dedicated to building each other up. That's really, really sweet. But now that we're looping back to the conversations about the dorms, this is going to be so much fun because dorms are obviously going to create a lot of opportunities for hijinks. And assuming they're going to be dorming with 1B, it might not happen actually. They could be in separate buildings, but I feel like we might get more of a look at 1B. And I wonder if the second and third years will be dorming as well, which it seems likely. So maybe we can get a look at them too, because we haven't seen them at all this season or any season. Um, so I'm curious also if it would extend beyond those in the hero course, because they have the general studies, business support course, and I don't know that there's enough room to house all these people. I mean, I know Segmentos can build things pretty quickly, but I don't even know if they have enough land to house them all already. I don't know. Anyway, but in addition to opportunities for hijinks, it also creates more opportunities for Mineta to be a freaking huge perv. Please watch your backs, girls, and your front. Can we just exclude Mineta from this dorm thing and just like have him be the only one who commutes to class? Uh, But yeah, definitely fun seeing Aizawa and All Might getting parents on board for this dorm thing. Really wish we could have seen more of it because I feel like we probably won't, given we've already done Bakugos and Dekus. I guess speaking of Mineta, I want to see who raised this boy too. Ugh. But yeah, Bakugo's was super amusing. Such a violent family. Yeah, so much abusing children in this episode with All Might punching Deku and Bakugo's mom hitting him over and over and over again. File this under things that are only amusing in anime and not in live action or real life. But yeah, we also saw Jiro's parents. That was Jiro's mom is really cute. Oh my god. But yeah, this was a really great episode. I think the highlight definitely was All Might talking to Inko. Very emotional. I didn't expect to be crying so soon after the last episode, and I'm very curious what the next arc of the story is going to be because I think after a huge emotional climax like the last, with All Might defeating All for One, it's going to be probably some normal training and All Might just adjusting to life without One for All. Probably. But this show knows how to keep you on your feet, so maybe not. I'm gonna give this episode a 9.5 though. Really solid. Left me crying for sure. So that always bumps it up a couple points. But yeah, looking forward to the next episode. Maybe a new opening next time. I don't know. But thanks for watching. If you want to watch the full reaction or episodes a week early, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Otherwise, take a quick moment to leave a like, and I'll see you guys next time.